Jack Dorsey's officially back as CEO of Twitter. Microsoft had a massive hardware event this week, and Pandora bought a ticketing company.
All right, big story this week. Well, big-ish, I guess. Jack Dorsey named officially Twitter's CEO. We kind of expected.
We've been expecting this. Yeah. I mean,
he's been interim CEO for how many months now? 4 or 5? 4 months, I think.
Sure. 4 months.
Ish.
We'll just go with 4.
It's his second or third time as CEO.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean it's kind of an important moment, though, right? It's as much as it is symbolic, right?
Sure.
It's bringing a founder back to run a company. Dorsey's always been sort of like a very design-driven guy, and Twitter's really needed that, sorely needed that, after running under Dick Costolo for however many years. He's basically been like an operational CEO. I don't know, like.
No, I mean, he's also has experience running Square for the last couple of years, so, which is a company that's about to go public. He brings back, obviously, you're going to be hard-pressed to find anyone who cares about Twitter more than Jack Dorsey. I mean, it was his idea in the first place. So, and along with that, there's going to be some board changes. Dick Costolo stepped down, so there's only 2 former CEOs on the board now, Jack and Ev Williams, and then Adam Bain was named COO.
Yeah,
he was
Adam
one of the
Bain.
candidates for COO.
He was the revenue officer before.
He was a head.
He's the guy that makes sure Twitter makes money, basically.
Okay.
So, which is surprisingly not Twitter's problem, and their problem is like growth. And now you've got a product guy back and leading Twitter. So I don't know. Are they going to figure it out?
Man, that's a transition. You are so good at them. Yeah, in fact, Twitter actually just launched, the first step, Moments, right?
Right, and was Jack behind that, or that was just coincidental?
I mean, it's been involved in it. It was the team that built it was in New York. Project Lightning. Basically, it's a display. It's a group of content, tweets and videos for live events and news stories.
And it's kind of doing. I'm blanking on the name of that company, but there have been startups that have kind of tried to aggregate tweets around a story.
Storify is one of them.
Yeah, there we go. That's
acquired.
Right.
Yeah.
Did Twitter buy Storify?
No, Livefire bought Storify.
Yeah, it's hanging out somewhere. It's on the internet somewhere.
Yeah, but the idea is that the way people consume tweets, mostly the people that aren't us, they're consuming it on television and other mediums. So Twitter's trying to replicate that experience by giving you here's some stuff. It's not personalized, it's not customized. It's here's a funny story, or here's an interesting story, and here's content that comes with it, contextualized.
Yeah. And how
the problem that Twitter has.
How does that work for logged out users? Because I know Twitter, as big as Twitter is, it's struggled to kind of tell the story of how potentially big its logged out audience is, right? Whether they're viewing tweets on, I don't know, like CNN or other distributed platforms, or actually on Twitter, right? So I don't know if does that help them at all?
It doesn't help them there. I mean, the content's going to get consumed. Hopefully, some of it's going to get clicked on. There's obviously promoted moments and things like that. But what Twitter wants to do with this product or this feature is slowly reel in those people that aren't using an actual Twitter product. So they're hoping that this can get people closer. It's like, oh, you can, favorite something only if you're logged in. Oh, you can, and the favorite isn't just a star. It's an action. You have to double tap it on mobile, or, So they're kind of going back to the beginning, how Twitter might have been.
And Jack Dorsey is CEO now. Oh.
Yeah,
it's almost as if there was some plan going on here.
Yeah,
and it's actually interesting because I remember talking to Alex Roeder, who's one of their heads of engineering, and he was basically saying that whenever you come to Twitter, there should be something for you, whether you're sort of a casual user or a hardcore user, or maybe even a logged out user. You should get some utility out of Twitter, basically. Yeah. And so I don't know if Moments is one of those things that do you think it's geared more towards hardcore Twitter users or more casual Twitter users?
I mean,
it's more geared toward casual people, right? Like the ones who aren't actively looking at Twitter all day, every day. So then these moments allow them to kind of see it's like a quick way to see what's been happening on Twitter, basically.
Right.
And are you able to search moments? Can you search Like let's say there was a Super Bowl moments, or maybe that'd be a promoted one.
Not yet. And
Yeah.
I think it's very bare bones right now. And the idea is just a couple of categories. If you want to jump to sports, you can follow a live game. If you follow the moment, then it'll inject stuff into your timeline. Which, if you're a new Twitter user, you don't have any content there anyways.
Okay. Well, Twitter. Doing its thing, basically. Another big story this week, Microsoft has got, what? No.
Everything.
Yeah. It's just like...
Some robot action, but
Laptop.
talking about HoloLens. And
That's exactly what they did. What Lynley just
threw a
did.
laptop.
They were like, check this out.
It's like,
check
here's a
that out.
Frisbee,
Like,
basically, yeah. But no, they've got a bunch of new products coming out. They've got a laptop, they've got phones, they've got a tablet, they've got a wearable, whatever you want to call it. It's a watch or...
Did they launch a watch?
The band? Or,
yeah, the new version of the
I don't know if it's
band.
I don't know if it's a watch, but...
Well,
So
no.
it's not
See,
a
the band.
holographic watch? It's not.
No. Oh, I know. We'll get to the hologram.
Okay, that's what
stuff
I'm
is
most
cool.
excited about.
The watch, the new version of the band is now to compete with an Apple Watch. It has more functionality than it did before. Before it was like one of those...
Like activity trackers?
what is the
basically?
band? Jam band? Or I don't know what the
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
thing called.
something like
The
that.
band that doesn't really do anything. It just tracks
fuel
stuff.
band.
Yeah,
Nike
the fuel
fuel
band.
band.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which had
Something
no
like
real
that.
display or anything like that. So this is more
Right.
like doing what it did before, plus some more watch-like stuff.
And Microsoft just refuses to give up on hardware.
It's not ugly, too. I mean, good for them. It's not ugly.
Yeah.
But the HoloLens.
So cool.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, well, you put the... I saw the video this morning, and it looks so incredibly cool. So basically, like you're wearing the HoloLens, and then, well, it's not. So it's mixed reality. Is that what they're calling
Augmented
it?
reality.
Yeah.
Augmented reality.
It's
which I guess
basically
is
you're not
mixed
supposed to
reality.
be like totally isolated from the
Right,
universe
so it's
where you have a
still-
computer strapped on your face.
Right, so the guy was on stage and like there was a couch and wall, so like he was still navigating around like the couch,
Right.
but then the little robots were coming out through the walls and he
He had
was
a
like,
robot on a thing on his
yeah, it was
hand.
like,
That would scare the crap out of me. I don't know.
I
Even if
was
with like
just
a lens,
envisioning-
that thing on, it's just like,
I was envisioning playing Call of Duty. That would be bad ASS.
Badass.
I thought we
Can
were
you
allowed to swear,
imagine your
but-
significant other or friend walking in the room and you're like, pow, 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 pow. And,
Yeah,
but
that'd
that's
be
what
cool.
it is. It's cool. And the laptop, the Surface
book, I think, yeah.
Oh, really?
purdy.
Yeah.
Surface Book? Oh,
is
original.
pretty, but it has Windows 10 on it, so I'm not interested. It's pretty though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has this hinge that hinges. No, they're making their own hardware. I don't know. And
Yeah, they
and
just don't want to give up on it at
They
all.
don't.
Yeah.
And also, they're not the only one with augmented reality. Facebook this week said that they're also getting
Yep.
into augmented reality. It's a
Right.
it's a thing. I
Yeah, they
guess.
were at what? Zuckerberg at the Vanity Fair.
Yeah, the Vanity Fair
conference.
event.
Yeah.
So, it's a little quick aside, like not a big deal. Maybe, I don't know. So
reality's boring, man. Like, forget it.
But no, it's like even with the
I don't know,
HoloLens,
there's enough
it's
going
not
on.
you're not just isolated in your own sort
Right.
of universe, right? You're sort of connected to everything around you. Imagine just like walking down. It's kind of and seeing how many likes a store has or something like that. It's almost as if there was someone built something like this and it went over really, really well. But
Watch the demo video we posted. It's killer.
so
Okay.
augmented reality is hard, it turns out.
Yeah.
And so is music as an industry, or so is streaming music. So Pandora spent dollars on the company.
Yeah, I bought Ticketfly, a ticketing company.
Yeah.
So basically, Pandora hasn't really quite laid out the roadmap, but what we could imagine is that, let's say you're listening to a song on Pandora, afterward, instead of hearing like a boring advertisement, it's like, oh, hey.
Do you want to buy tickets to?
Yeah, Churches is performing in San Francisco nearby, like, you can buy tickets here. And
Wait, are they performing nearby?
I don't know, but that's why we need it. That's why it's great. Because I don't know how to discover concerts right now. I mean, like, there's Songkick, and Spotify kind of has a relationship with them. But
It seems like a little bit of a hedge against Spotify as well, right? Like,
oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Spotify were then to make something official with Songkick in order to compete. Because, so I mean, the streaming music industry, it's very hard. It's hard to make money. But ticket sales, people are still going. I don't know the exact stat, but people are still wanting to spend money on these concert tickets so they can like see that artist live and just be like, oh, like look how cool I am. I just saw Kendrick Lamar live.
Let me take a
buy
photo
those
with my
tickets.
iPad.
No, is Ticketfly like Ticketmaster, or are they for like indie stuff? Like what
They sell
level
tickets.
of artist
Yeah,
is on
and
Ticketfly.
I think it's relatively competitive with Ticketmaster.
Okay.
But I mean,
Good.
I don't really think of Ticketmaster anymore as being the place to go for like the cool artists. It's like, oh, if you want to see like a symphony or
Sting.
right.
I feel like Sting's on
Yeah.
Meatloaf.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us this week.